What is happening, everybody? My name's Seven and welcome to a Ghost Recon Wildlands video. Now in today's video I'm going to help you go through the witch's Easter egg. So in this video I'll provide you all the steps that you need to take to complete the weekly challenges, but also to complete this actual Easter egg. Now you can do this even if the challenges have already passed. Now if you know anything about Ghost Recon Wildlands' history and Bolivia in itself, you'll know that the witches are very common and that there is a witches market that can be found in Libertad, very close to La Cruz. Now, according to local belief, the witches lived in the woods at the border of this area in the spiritual world, surrounded by spirits, and they basically were said that there was no cures or any shields to protect the evil that they could spread to men. So in this video, I'm going to go through all the steps to find everything you need to do to complete this Easter egg, including pleasing the witches. Now, this is a very cool Easter egg, so thank you Ghost Recon for doing this. So let's move on and let's move into step number 1. Now, to complete stage 1 of this challenge, you need to go and find the horrific crime that occurred in eastern Bolivia. Now, to go and do this, all you need to do is find the witch's hut where the 3 witches used to live, just outside of Pakulu. Now, if you are doing this during the weekly challenges, then if you enter this hut, what will happen is it'll pop up saying that you completed solo 1 out of 3 challenges, and then it'll start gifting you supplies for completing that challenge. For every individual stage of this actual Easter egg, if you are doing this during the week that it is active, you will collect supplies for every different supply type. Now in this hut you will see a bunch of different items that are on the sacrificial stones, and around the area you will also see burnt bodies and writing on the wall, which actually, if you translate that, turns into revenge, which took a little while for us to figure out. But if you walk around, you'll see that there's bodies outside here that have been burnt as well, that have been sacrificed just outside the hut. Now the way to find this is by coming to Libertad, and at the top right hand corner of Libertad there is Pakulu, and then right next to Pakulu there is this location for the witches, and if you highlight over this, it tells you that this is where the 3 famous witches lived before they disappeared. Once you've completed this, you'll be able to see on the solo challenges screen that you've completed challenge number 1, and then we'll move on to stage number 2. Stage number 2 begins by looking at the items on the ritual itself. Now you don't have to look at these, but these are how we figured out the location of the shrines that we're going to take you to. So each of these 3 different items symbolize different areas. So you've got the fish, which symbolizes the lake. You've also got the burnt piece of wood, which symbolizes the burnt forest, and you've got corn that symbolizes the area for the corn. Now these all represent different tokens. So one is the token of fertility, the one of cure, and then a one of wealth. Now above the hut you will see 3 birds. Now these circle in different motions and they do head in different directions, so if you want to follow these, they will go to the shrines themselves. So we kind of looked in the direction that they were heading. Now what you want to do is you want to come over to La Cruz, and you want to go down to the bottom right hand corner of La Cruz to the lake. Now at this lake I will be marking the fish altar, and this altar will be the first one that we need to activate. You can activate these in any order, just to clarify, but this is just the one that is closest to the location of the witch's hut. So if you spawn yourself a helicopter in, you better fly over to this location. Now this is what the surroundings of this area looks like, so just so you can't miss it, it is just on this rock ledge right here. All you have to do is land right next to it, and once you get close to it, you'll start hearing the witch's whispers. Now this basically just tells you that you're at the right stage of the actual Easter egg itself. So if you do this correct, you will hear the witch's voices at each of the different shrines, as well as see the individual birds as well. So when you look at this, you've got the tablet, and on the table there are also items such as the fish and the bait, etc., to do fishing in itself. And there's also a tablet that you can interact with. Now once we interact with this tablet, it will trigger a form of spell, which looks awesome. On this tablet it will show you a picture of a moon. Now this is going to make a big difference because this is a clue for the stage after the shrines. This symbolizes a time of day. Now the second shrine can be found on the right hand side of La Cruz in the actual cornfields. Now the area is a little bit difficult to spot the shrine because it is really heavy with vegetation, so make sure you mark the exact location I'm marking on screen and just fly from the place you are already over to this next area. Once you get close to this area, this is what it'll look like. It is covered in vegetation and it is really difficult to see the actual shrine itself until you're on the ground, so it's best to land here with a helicopter. Just land somewhere safe in between, don't hit any of the trees, and then head over to the actual shrine itself. Once again, you'll be able to hear the witch's whispers, and you'll also see the bird perched up on top of the rocks, as well as items associated to corn lying around on the table next to the tablet. If you activate this tablet, once again it does the spell, and then on this tablet it then shows you the next clue. Now the next clue is Pakulu, so this is telling us the location that we need to go to for the next stage after completing the shrine. The third and final shrine can be found in La Cruz, and this is up at the top section of La Cruz in an area that looks just like a watered, dried out area. This is basically a part of the burnt forest, so what you want to do is tag this small little island in the center of this water patch. When you land here, be 100% careful because there are so many different items that want to destroy the blades of your helicopter. I've actually lost a couple of helicopters landing around here before. Now when you arrive at the shrine, once again you'll be able to see a crow, and you also see different items associated to the burnt forest. Once you activate the tablet, it will complete the solo challenges 2 out of 3, and on this tablet it will give you the next clue. This next clue symbolizes church and religion, so this has given us all 3 clues. In the next step I'll show you exactly what these 3 actually mean, and then we'll move on to actually go and complete the next stage. Now for stage 3, you need to decipher what these tablets actually mean to help us move forward with these next steps. Now we have 3 different tablets and 3 different images. The first one was the moon, and then the second was Pakulu, and then the third was a holy cross. Now if we take the moon, that symbolizes the time of day in the game when the moon comes out, which is 2200 hours or 10 o'clock at night. So then that is the first part of that clue. The second one is Pakulu, which is the actual location near to where the witch's hut is itself. It's a small little town right next to it, so that's where we originally started out. And then the holy cross in itself is telling us a location within that town, which is the church. So now that we've ciphered these and we've just broken that code, we now know what the tablets mean. So let's go back to Pakulu when the moon is out and go and find this church. So let's move on to the next step. Now what you're going to do is you want to come to Pakulu, which is at the area where we originally started in the top section of Lepetad. And now in this area you will find the church in the center of the town, which I'm marking on the map right now, and at this location you will see a bunch of heavies have spawned as well as a lieutenant inside. Now all you need to do is mark all these guys up, kill them, and then grab a hold of the lieutenant. I advise you using sync shot because that will make a big difference, and it'll make it a lot easier because there are other soldiers around this area, and if you don't manage to kill them all, it will just trigger everyone in this entire town, and it will just make your life very difficult. So as you see on screen, I grab a hold of the lieutenant, and this is when we move to the next step. Now the fifth and the final step to this Easter egg is taking the lieutenant back up to the hut to please the witches. So this guy has obviously done some horrible things to the witches. You want to take him back up to the ritual area within inside the hut itself, and anywhere around here near this actual ritual area and inside of the hut, you want to sacrifice him by knocking him out. And as you do so, it will complete 3 out of 3 solo challenges as well as release leaves into the air, and it looks very calming and much more relaxing because you don't have the evil whispers of the witches. Now this will complete and give you all of the, of course, the supplies as well as completing the challenge itself. Once you do all of these 5 steps, this will complete your solo challenges, and if you've done this during the time that is active as a weekly challenge, you will unlock a free skull facial paint, which looks brilliant on your character. To apply this to your character, just go to your character's loadout and go down to body details and then go into facial paints, and it is called skull. Once you put this on, it looks dope, and I really like the design of it. It does look very evil indeed. Now I'm going to give you a bonus step as well, and this is if you're doing it during the seasons. Now this is for the task force challenge. To basically appease the witches, we have to sacrifice 30 animals. Now I know the location and the strategy we can use to get through this very quickly, so if you want to see this bonus step, stay tuned, and this will unlock you a gothic tattoo. To complete this bonus step, what you want to do is leave the hut and head to the location to the left hand side of Pakulu. In this location you'll find 10 llamas. What you need to do is just run up here and basically sacrifice all 10 of them. You can do this either by shooting them, throwing grenades at them, or placing C4 on the ground and blowing them all up simultaneously to kill all 10 llamas here. That is entirely up to you. They are very quick moving, so it's probably easier to throw down C4. Now I use this strategy to basically spawn between 2 locations and complete this challenge really quickly. So you want to come to Pakara Alpha, which is very close to the mausoleum in Pakara. I basically spawn between these 2 locations, killing llamas in both areas, and after doing 1 killing, then spawning and killing, and then spawning back to the original area, I completed this challenge very quickly. So next to the mausoleum, down here on this junction, on this long straight of the road, before it passes into the next border, you'll find a long pipeline that runs alongside, as well as a patch of llamas. Now if you kill the llamas here, once again you will get 10 kills, and that will then bring you to a total of 20 llama kills. Now all you need to do is come back to Pakulu and go back to the original 10 llamas that you killed, and basically just go and throw down C4s or grenade them or shoot them, and once you've completed this, you would have completed all 30 animals that have been killed to appease the witches, and you would have unlocked the gothic tattoo. Once you've unlocked this, you'll be able to go and add it onto your character. So you want to go to your body details and go to the left arm tattoo, and it will unlock the gothic tattoo there, and it looks funky. If this is something that suits you, of course you can put this on. This is actually a DLC tattoo, so you can already purchase this from the store, but of course by completing this task force challenge you get it for free. And that is it, guys. Once you've done all of the steps within this video and followed all original 5 as well as the bonus step, this is what your screen will look like. Hopefully by then the community challenge will be completed, but this is already completed. You 100% got it. You've got the skull face paint, you've got the gothic tattoo, you've done all the sacrificing, and you've appeased the witches by killing 30 llamas. So there you go, guys. I hope this video helps you get through this challenge very quickly. If it does, please let me know in the comments how much it has helped you. That would be greatly appreciated. My name is B7, also known as Barney Wood. Like and comment on all that you love. Take care of yourselves. Peace.